Yo, what's up everybody? It's RJ with Slow Movement. So tonight Chris and I are going to be installing a Diff skid plate on his wife Kristina's 2020 Crosstrek. So stay tuned. We're going to go over what we have parts wise, like, subscribe, and we're going to get right into this thing. Alrighty, so this is the general kit from Subaru. Like I said, it's a Subaru add-on. So basically this is the diff cover. And then these are the supporting arms that are going to help us attach this, along with these few mounts and the hardware here. So the general idea is that cover is going to go over and protect the rear diff on her Crosstrek for when she's off-roading and things like that, because this thing will in the future be getting a lift and nicer wheels and tires, but we'll cover that in another episode when it happens. First thing we're gonna do, slide a jack under here, and we're gonna support the rear diff because we are gonna be taking out the hardware on the rear diff mount. Alright, so first step is we're gonna take out these two bolts, so one there, one over there, for the diff front end brace, and then we're gonna end up replacing them with these longer ones, along with a bracket, which is what we're gonna mount the skid plate to itself. Alright, so the next step after you put the longer bolts in is you're going to take the smaller bracket right here that comes with the kit, and the lip is going to go towards the rear. And then you're just going to slide on one side, slide on the other, and then you'll install the provided nuts to here and tighten that down. Alright, so the next step is you are going to take this little bracket right here with the welded on bolt to it. So there's three holes here. There's a long oval one, there's a short oval diagonal one, and then there's a circle. So what you're going to do is you are going to take this bracket, kind of put it bolt first into the oval hole. You're going to have to finagle it a little, and then swoop it around to where the stud of the bolt is sticking out of the circle hole. And so you'll do that on both sides. Note, do not drop this into the brace itself. It is a real pain to get out, but if you do, don't panic and start taking all this stuff apart. You can eventually just knock it loose and it will slide out the same kind of diagonal way. I put it in there, it'll come out right through this hole. So don't panic if you do drop it. We did it, it's fine, but try not to drop it. Alright, so next, once you got those sitting in there on both sides, you can't really see Chris's because of the light. We moved it so we can film, not be blinded. So the bend in this next brace, so basically it has a long curved side and then a pretty straight diagonal side. So this side on the right is going to go over the exhaust, so like such. And then the part with the nuts welded onto it is going to face the rear of the vehicle, and then you're going to set them up on here. But first you need to put one of the large washers. I'm gonna have Chris hold the camera real quick. All right, so you're gonna put one of the large washers on that bolt stud first, and then you'll set the bracket over that, and then you'll use a small washer over the bracket, and then a nut. Alright, so Chris is over here tightening his side. So the point of that L bracket up in the hole is so that way you don't have to put any wrench or anything like that on that bolt on the inside. That's why it's welded to that bracket, and it is a 17mm nut. So he's just tightening that up, and then I'll do my side next. Alright, so at the end, or once you've put that bracket on, this is going to be your end state. This will be facing the rear along with the front facing the rear. We went ahead and tightened these and torqued them. So the front differential support nut and hardware is 90 Newton meters torque, and then the brackets back here on the rear are 24, Chris?
Yep, 24 Newton meters.
Yep, 24 Newton meters. So we went ahead and torqued those. If you have a torque wrench, if not, just go ahead and tighten them down. And then next thing we're going to do is we're going to put on the actual skid plate itself. Alright, so the next part is Chris is going to go ahead and lift the plate back up. It does have a diagonal side that kind of matches with the exhaust, so that side will go on the exhaust side. And then we're going to just loosely place these 4. So 1 large washer, 1 small bolt. So we're just going to loosely place all these in. And then once we get all 4 of them in, we're going to tighten them down. And they are also tightened down to 24 Newton meters.
It's not a perfect fit, so you kind of have to force the plate back a little bit.
Yep. Yeah, these front 2 are a little bit of a struggle to get. There you go. But just a little bit of moving and everything goes in. So we're going to go ahead and tighten these down and then torque them to 24 Newton meters. Alright everybody, so that's the end of the install right here. It's a pretty sturdy rear diff cover. It's from Subaru. It's $100. It's a genuine part you can add on for your Crosstrek. Pretty simple install for anybody trying to tackle it in their driveway or anything like that, or even if you have a shop. You know, took us half an hour. So I highly recommend it. It'll protect your rear diff and everything else from wear or wear and tear and any type of other damage that it'll have while off-roading, or even if something just rolls under your car on the highway or something like that. So highly recommend it. Alright, so that kind of wraps up the video for the Crosstrek. The install took us about 45 minutes. We didn't have to jack up the Crosstrek. It's like a brand new Crosstrek, temp tag and everything. So there's gonna be a lot more stuff being done to this in the future, lift, tires, off-road stuff, things like that. So if you liked it, like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more episodes featuring the Crosstrek and really everything else we have between the entire car crew. Other than that, we'll catch you guys next time.